Hey, Carl. So you represented Jamaica as a boxer. Tell us about your days boxing. What's your record like?
It's a long, me about 56, 57, somewhere around there, so now in a long time. So, record, I can tell you that I'm a better coach than I was a better boxer.
Okay, okay, not
Yes,
wrong with
right,
that.
right. Because
It's
I get more champions, I get more champions as a coach than me as a boxer. So, I, I have to give it that way.
all right, nothing wrong with that. I mean, at least you contributed to the sport, and I know you still
Right.
have a lot of fire in the belly for contributing to the
Yeah, man,
sport.
me still, I can't sleep at night time because I'm rudely upset. You know what I mean?
You're upset. Tell me why you're upset.
Yeah, man. For many reasons. 1986, I can remember that vividly. You know what I mean? Um, I joined boxing at the Guinness Gym, US Circle. Dana McBean was the manager for the Guinness Gym, and Leroy Brown was the general secretary. I was 16 years old when I started boxing, and the 23rd of next month, I'll be 56 years old, and Leroy Brown is still a general secretary and boxing going nowhere. So there's no growth in boxing. Um, with the Jamaica Boxing Board and the president, Bama Jones, he's in it now for about a good 15 years, 16 years, somewhere around there. He got the position, and Wemdo, they do have a valid election. It's like when every year Leroy Brown say I voted I nominate Bama Jones. When somebody say I first it, I second it, I third it, and then Bama Jones say I nominate Leroy Brown as the general secretary. And them little stupidity thing they are go on. Them think they're illegal, and them little thing them are go on with the boxing down there. So every meeting here, unopposed Bama Jones become the president, unopposed Leroy Brown. Them think that is not legal. Then you have one woman on the board. She have her husband on the board, she have her daughter on the board, she have her sister on the board, and nepotism them something there, favoritism, and them kind of thing that they have some, you have some little I don't know if I'm men or boys, and from the JDF who they on the board. If Leroy Brown said jump, them say oh I, because Leroy Brown, if you don't agree with the Leroy Brown say, you're not gonna come for the next show and you're not getting the money. Some little cheap little thing the guys are selling out boxing for.
So
2000, yeah, go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, man. So 2020, that was the last time I participated in Jamaica boxing. It was a national championship. I won the boxing championship, and Leroy Brown say a theme show, and he gonna use the novice points with the home class points, and make Stanley Coach win the national championship. Carl Grant, Bruisin Jim win we won the championship, but because he says his show, he put Stanley Coach novice points with the home class points, and give them win. You know what I mean? Them little stuff there because that him is short. I saw like a month ago, Leroy Brown at about 91, 92 round there, go off to Mexico, the CAC qualifying as the manager for the team. And yeah, I have two grandsons, and one of them is 2 and one of them is 6 months. I started 2 year old, I buy him gloves and him start doing things. If I be 96, I'd be sitting down telling them history about Jamaica. I wouldn't be running down boxing. And Leroy Brown at that age still running down boxing. It's not because he love it, it's because of financial um gain. That's why he's doing it. All of them, Mama Jones, the whole of them is the same thing. These guys don't have no love for the sports. They're mashing up the sports, and they don't have, and then they don't want to step aside and give us people who interested in boxing. Sakima Mullins is one of the brightest mind down there, and Mama Jones blacklist the kid because he was a part of Bruisin Gym, and he have a backbone and we stand up and talk. They like people who don't have no backbone and they can talk to them. They have Sugar Belly Wallace as top coach, and this guy from, I don't know where him from, but his name is Sanchez. He's the national coach in Jamaica. He don't know nothing about boxing, but as I said, weak people, that's who Bama Jones and Leroy Brown want around them. You know, people who they can manipulate and talk. I don't need boxing enough, but I love boxing because where I reach in my life right now, boxing was a part of that journey. You know what I mean? But I don't need boxing. But the love for boxing that I have, and trust me, it hurt my heart to see how Jamaica boxing is going right now.
Well, you mentioned earlier Stanley Coach Gym, and as far as we know, Stanley Coach Gym is supposed to be the national gym. But we saw the gym the other day, totally overrun with weeds, look more like an abandoned space. The floorboards for the ring lifting, rotted, out of place. The place is abandoned. How how can the sport be alive if the national gym, the venue, the area, the space that's supposed to be for national training and to help boxers, be in a state of disrepair? And from what I understand, it's been years now since it's been like that. Then how
Years,
then
years.
can we say that there's boxing happening in Jamaica, that the sport is alive in Jamaica?
Yeah, so one of the thing with the boxing in Jamaica is that uh over the years I see this happening because they did it to me. They want me to go on the national they want me to go as the national coach, but they don't want to pay me. They don't want to pay me to go to these train these kids and go to the different tournaments around the world. So they use the JDF coaches and have them train all the guys them, and then when they train the guys them, I think that they write a bill. They write a bill to say this is amount of money go towards trading. Over the years, this is what they do. They manipulate the thing, they rob the sports blind. And I am not afraid to say this. Leroy Brown is not good for boxing. Wasn't good for boxing, and is not good for boxing. I can remember 1996 when Carl Grant won the national championship, and this white guy, Sean Black, I beat him in the final, and I went off to Puerto Rico to the boxing, the Olympic boxing, the box off. I came back with a bronze medal, and was supposed to go to Winnipeg in Canada for the second box off. You know what they do? Behind my back, they send Sean Black. And I did the first hard tournament and get a bronze medal. And when I came back to Jamaica, they sent Sean Black to the games. And he won. He get a medal. Like he get a silver medal. And I went to Jamaica, went to Atlanta and represent Jamaica. You know what I mean? And if somebody would ask him where you find Duns River Fall or where you find Flatbridge, this guy couldn't tell you. He don't know nothing. If you even ask him who's Mike McCallum, he could never tell you. But his parents was his father was from Jamaica and he was from Canada. So I guess that make him eligible to do it. But the thing is, I won the national championship. So I was the one to go all the way with the championship, and they sell me out that it was Leroy Brown. So over the years, these are the things that Leroy Brown. He said, he's sure I do whatever I want to do. And they don't have to give back account to nobody at all. So they, we need Bob's Grange to come in and intervene, find out what's happening in boxing, why these kids are not um why boxing is not going nowhere. You know what I mean? I get a visa from 1995, and that visa transformed my family life so much. That's how my son he's a second lieutenant last week, Wednesday. That is not a part of the interview, but I'm telling you what boxing does for me. You know what I mean? That one little visa will do for me. So I need other guys to get visa and opportunity also. You know what I mean? But it's not going to happen with Leroy Brown and Bama Jones.
So you're saying that Leroy Brown, a man, from what we understand, he's in his 90s. You're saying that there are no new ideas that can come from a
No,
90-year-old for a sport involving teenagers and young people.
definitely. And it's not like the sport is growing, the sport is dead. So make it make sense. What are you doing there? It's not like the sport's going anywhere. Tennis Jamaica had him as the general secretary for many years. And this I don't know if he's Issa or Azar. Yeah, Azar was the guy. His daughter was on the tennis thing. And the guy just come and say, Leroy Brown, you got to go. And they run him from tennis Jamaica. But because of poor people, they do boxing. They stay there and suck the juice out of boxing. Mama Jones, him wife, and Leroy Brown. I'm not scared to say that. Leroy Brown, Mama Jones, and him wife, and all the people who are up on the board don't know nothing about boxing. Anybody can be a president, but you have to be a good leader. And Bama Jones is not a good leader. Leroy Brown done his time, should be sitting with his grandkids telling them story about Kendall Crusher and all of that way he was in, and leave the sports of boxing and leave young people to do it, or people who love it. Baba Jones, the same thing. Margaret, her daughter, is her husband and sister, all of them need to go because they're just ripping the sports, sucking the juice out of the sports of boxing.
Well, just for the record's sake, let me know. I will reach out to both Leroy Brown and Bomber Jones so that they can have their say, for fair journalism. But I know that what you're expressing is pretty much the sentiments of a lot of the people who are in boxing, people who have been in boxing, and people who have benefited from boxing, like you say, and just want to see more youths to get the
They
same
call me
opportunity that you had and so many others before you. Because I know if I ask you, you can probably call out a long list, a long line of other boxers who would have emanated from Jamaica boxing during your time before and even afterwards who would have had the opportunity. And if boxing is now dormant, then it means nobody is getting those opportunities.
nobody getting that opportunity. And they're saying these guys reach out to me every day, want me to come and save boxing. I say, oh, can I come and save boxing? I'm not in Jamaica. They say, come and save boxing. I, I, I just can't understand why you don't love the sports and you're killing the sports, because Leroy Brown is in the sports over 40 years, 4 decades, and the sports going nowhere, and this guy don't even have a successor to say I'm training this person to take my space. At 90, wherever out there, you're going to Mexico as the manager for the team. What can you do to help the sports? That's what I'm asking. You know what I mean?
So, what about the other gyms, though? I mean, are there other efforts from other people on the ground in Jamaica to keep the sport going? I mean, well, if the board is not pulling their weight, then I guess nobody else can do anything.
Hey, so one of the biggest things that came out of Jamaica in 20 years was the Real Never Contender, and the reason why the Real Never Contender come to our art, it was the sponsor is saying that every year we're seeing about the same set of guys, and it wasn't good for the brand. It wasn't good for the brand. So there's no development of boxing. Let I tell you that much. So Sakima Mullins, Frag Holmes, Tetsi Davis, you name it. All of these guys come back. They drop the weight, they go up in weight just to make the card, fill the card for the contender. So you as the regular sports fan can say, you know that Tetsi Davis are gonna lose up on the semi-final and Sakim are gonna win, or Kemal Russell are gonna win. Cause they know these guys come back, they repeat themselves over and over. There was no little development for new growth. Those the same old boxes. And that was what killed the real Navy contender. And from the real Navy contender was out. Boxing have never come back.
So let me
Dead.
ask you. So let me ask you this. I understand that coming out of the contender, again, I have no, I haven't seen this, but I understand that there was monies that would have. Well, the contender did generate a lot of money.
Yeah, a
Was
lot of
any
money.
money, to the best of your knowledge, put back into developing the sport?
Yeah, into Bomber Jones and Leroy Brown.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Serious
that's what
allegations to the
that
brethren.
yo, me say it got to Leroy Brown and Bomber Jones, because we on the ground, we don't see nothing happening in boxing. Nothing. If these guys don't get sponsored from Real Navy, nothing can happen. You know what I mean? There was no growth. They don't pay the coaches. They we as coaches never have a voice. We cannot vote. We're not allowed to be a member of the Jamaica Boxing Board. How can that be?
So were
We're
you? So were you
ex-boxers,
guys?
and
You were a coach in the contender, right?
yeah, I was a coach in the
Were you
contender.
paid? Were you and the boxers
Yeah,
paid?
yeah, but not from the boxing board.
From who?
From the sponsorship, Mark Kenny promotion.
Oh, okay, but wasn't that the arrangement? Was that the arrangement? Was it?
Yeah, that
Wasn't
was
that where the money was supposed to come from? I don't.
yeah, man. That where the money was come from, but so the money that go to the Jamaica Boxing Board would have uh pay the box like buy food for the amateur boxers and get medals and all of that. But every week they get some little small cheap show medals and give the guys them, and they were squeezing, they were sucking the juice out of boxing. They were sucking the juice out of boxing, and then they have this. Let me tell you of how crazy it is. Some guy put out a boxing in the middle of Christiana. If you know Christiana, in the middle of Christiana, where there was there's a a gas station right in front. In the gas station they had a boxing, and Leroy Brown charged the promoter $96,000 to come down there. It was an amateur little get together. Him charged him $96,000 to have his guys them come down there and officiate the fight. And the guy say, "So, Mr. Brown, I can have an intermission to make back some of the money." Him say, "We have to go back to Kingston, and this fight have to done now." And the guy never made back his money, and the Jamaica Boxing Board come down with them bell people, them ring everybody, official and all that, and rob the guy $96,000. It was a outdoor. You could drive your car and just park up and watch a fight. That's all these guys go about. It's all about money for Leroy Brown and Bomber Jones. All about. They're not in the sports for the best of the sports. And
Boy,
I can
Bridget.
go to the in front of them and tell them that any given time. Cause I was in the sports from I was 16 years old.
Boy, Bridget, you sound bitter. You
Yeah,
sound very hurt. But
well,
I'm sure you're not the
my,
only one
my son
because.
tell me,
Hmm?
sorry, my son tell me, said, "Daddy, you don't need Jamaica boxing anymore. Can you leave it alone? You're gonna make it." But I'm so passionate about my sports, and see these guys sit down there and ripping the sports out. It hurt my feelings, man. It hurt my feelings. In with the real never contender, they suck it dry. Bama Jones and his wife suck it dry. Leroy Brown the same thing. I see it happen over and over because she come there and she so there was a percentage we have to get. She come there at the boxing at the Chinese Benevolence Center, and she count all of the people them, count everybody because they will have to get the percentage, and that percentage go to them. Oh, okay. They never get an uppercut. They never go in bed hungry because of boxing, of making weight. And these people come and making money from the sports that they don't know nothing about. I can challenge you right now. Put Bomber Jones in front of me as Sakima Mullins and talk to us about boxing. And he cannot tell you nothing about boxing. He's dumb when it comes out to boxing. And he's not a leader. You
So,
need to go.
Bulgin, here's a question we have to ask you. What is it that can fix boxing? How can boxing be fixed right now for the benefit of the country and for the youths?
All right. Um so let me go back to that little bit. I am the only boxing coach in Jamaica boxing history to obtain a AIBA 3-star certificate. I can go anywhere in the world that time when AIBA was about and be a national coach. But I couldn't be a national coach in Jamaica because of Bomber Jones and Leroy Brown. All right. Um, I'm here in America, and everywhere I go, I do have to, I just tell them my name and them Google it. I don't care my certificate. They just Google my name and them say, "We're waiting for you to come. You need to come. We need you here." And in Jamaica, where I was born and grow, bred and fed, the Palmer Jones and Leroy Brown sidelined me because um I don't know. I don't know what's the problem, man. But I will ever talk. I tell you, I don't need Jamaica boxing, but I am grateful for all of the help that I get from it and what it do for me, and I want it to reach somewhere. And then I just say, what can we do to help Jamaica boxing? Bama Jones and Leroy Brown have to come out, and we favor they need to incorporate ex boxers and coaches at the boxing board. They put in all of the people on the boxing board they having don't know nothing about boxing. Nothing wrong with that, but they're not good leaders. They're not good leaders. So we need them to incorporate the coaches and ex boxers and all of that on the board also, and they must have a proper voting system. You don't have Leroy Brown and Mama Jones voting for them one another, and then unopposed them become president and general secretary, and that is nil and void. That not no go so. And I pay that go on a Jamaica boxing. Friend thing, them run it. It's like a court, them run it. Brotherhood thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what happening, man. And one of the next thing they were using Sugar Wallace gym, Sugar Belly gym or Sugar Knockout gym down in Waterhouse era, that era. And nine of the guys them from that gym either was killed or in prison. And the rest of gym like Stanley Coach and Bruisin gym and all that, we never have not like that because that was the gym. And the reason why Stanley Coach gym run down because these guys don't want to spend the money. They want to spend it on themselves. That's why the gym run down. The national gym run down because of greed. Palmer Jones and Leroy Brown again. And I will never stop say that.
So, in other words, you're saying the problem with Jamaica boxing is the president and the general secretary, and the only way to
Yeah,
fix it is
yeah.
to get rid of is to remove them.
They have to go. They have to go. As long as
That's
they're
your simple
there,
solution.
boxing. Yeah, it's simple. As and get back Sakima Mullins, get Sakima Mullins on the board and other boxers.
Okay.
And change up all of it. Because this guy have a bright idea for boxing. These people who is on the board right now, these people on the board don't know nothing. They only know about trying to see where they can get the next dollar from to put in their pocket. There's more thing I can say, but it's gonna be very damaging, so I can't even say it. When it come out to money.
Well, all right. We're going to save that for another time then. But, thanks for your time, man. And I can feel your passion. I hear your
Yeah,
passion.
man. Yeah, man.
And I know the passion because, I myself was around the sport and I'm probably just as hurt as you are to see how the way the sport come down. And like I tell
Right.
people, for every time we fail the sport, we actually feel the youth. We feel we
Feel
feel
that's
the
what I'm
future.
saying.
And
Feel the
it's
future, you know what I
hard. It's
mean?
hard to look at what Stanley Coach gym has become, and if that gym has become that, then I can figure that most, if not all, the other gyms around the island are pretty much the same thing. Just dormant, just dead, nothing happening. Because then,
Sorry.
if you spend money to prepare boxers, where are you gonna showcase them if there's no good competition on the island?
Sorry, before you go, the what name Sanjay Williams. It was a product from the Bruisin gym. I shot my gym down 6 years ago, and he's the boxer that going to the CAC games in somewhere in the world. He's going in July, and he's from my gym. And I closed the gym 6 years ago. I know where they have him. I even talked to him this morning. He's up by JDF, JDF training up by the Jamaica Defense Force. That's all the Jamaican boxing board have it now. They don't have no national gym, so they're rinsing out having the kid up by the JDF training, and he's getting ready for the CSE games. I think it's Scotland or somewhere he gonna be.
So, I just mentioned that with the bruising gym. I remember back in the day I heard about Dreamscape Gym, and I understand that there was a lot of turmoil
Champion.
between the board and the Dreamscape Gym. Do you know anything about that from back in them days?
Yeah, yeah, man. So before we go even down our dreamscape, do you know that Lennox Lewis have a big gym down in Anchovy, I think Montego Bay or
Mm.
St. James. He
Mm-hmm.
have a gym down there. It don't deal with the boxing board, don't deal with him. Boxing board don't deal with strong people. We have a guy up in Canada by the name of Tyler Baxter. Um the boxing board don't deal with them. they don't want nobody to talk to them. They just want to stay in them little shell, suck the juice out of what they get in here. And Lennox Lewis have a big product, have a big gym going on down in Anchovy, as I tell you. With even with that dreamscape thing. Because the guy may his soul rest in peace now. Harris was the name of
Robert Harris.
the Robert Harris, right. May his soul rest in peace. Robert Harris, because he have a strong voice. Leroy Brown couldn't manipulate him, so they sideline him. That's what they did to Carl Grant. Because I don't keep my mouth shut. I always talking. I'm on TVJ. I'm on all the sports media talking about what the Jamaica boxing board doing. And because it was me alone talk, they say I am giving trouble. So nobody listened to me. Now I'm off the scene. Now they see the things start manifesting for them. Say people say, boy, call a long time you talking and start. But because it was only me alone talking, they say I'm a troublemaker. No, as long as you talk to Mama Jones and Leroy Brown, they sideline you.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, they
Well,
sideline you.
well,
They don't
well,
want
well,
your voice.
well, Bridget, we know that Sakima is putting in some efforts with his Power Wars and his efforts to keep the sport alive, and we just hope that he'll get the support, that people will come out and
No,
support him,
man,
and people will see that
you're
what
gonna
he's
get the
doing
support.
is for the youth, and that we need to revive the sport, because not
Yeah,
everybody's
man,
a
we need it.
footballer, not everybody's a cricketer,
Right?
not everybody's a track athlete, and if God has given some of us some people hands to become a boxer and make themselves better people, then we need to support that. So, brethren,
Right.
I want to say thanks to you for the talk.
Come on,
We hope
respect.
that
Anytime, man.
something will come of this and boxing will be revived somehow in Jamaica.
Can't wait, man. I'm here waiting.
All right, respect, brethren.
Man, thanks for the advice, man.
Yeah, man, no worries.
All right, respect. Cool.
Cool.